Hi everybody, it's been a while since I've recorded anything. There were a little bit of holiday period, and to be honest, I was kind of busy because obviously I'm full-time working, but I've decided that maybe it's time to record again. So this video gonna be slightly different since all I've been doing is reviewing all different cars which are damaged and what I'm thinking about it. I've decided that maybe this is a good time to actually buy something myself and start a short series of how to do it step by step. So that's what I've done. Maybe I didn't start it right from the beginning because I should really involve you guys in the bidding process, but it were in a spur of the moment, and I've done it just over a really short period of time while I were actually outside of the house, so that there were no possibility I've actually done it over a phone. But I'll tell you what I were looking for. So first of all, what I were looking for was the car which is past 2015-16, automatic gearbox, something quite popular because I will probably decide to sell it after I'm finishing all our cheeky project. This is definitely not a high performance car. I'm looking for some normal day-by-day driver which someone could use it, and in a worst scenario I could use it if I'll decide that I like the car that much. The budget for a car and repair is in the region of £5,000, maybe £6,000. That's supposed to include everything, so that's supposed to be purchasing a car, getting it delivered, all the parts and labor and all the rest of the costs. Usually I'm quite alright with my budgets. On this occasion I might slightly pass it because I've already bought a car, which we'll move on to in a minute. But yeah, so this will be a short series of maybe 5-6 episodes where I'm going to show you what I'm doing to actually get the car fixed and get it for yourself. My Copart account is already activated, so I've been buying for years on Copart. So this is the steps you'll have to do by yourself. So register with a Copart or anywhere you would like. When you decide that you'll find a car you like and this is the one you're bidding, obviously you have to go through a bidding process. Unfortunately, I cannot show you how those look like because I'm already past mine, as I explained before. But when you'll buy one, you have to obviously win the auction. But in my situation, what happened is I've bought a car which had a minimum price on it. So the seller wanted £4,000 for this car, and I've bidded it £2,550. So I were way below the minimum price, but from my experience, the Copart is quite good with it, and whoever is selling usually accepts your bid if you're reasonable. So let's just say the minimum bid your bid were 5,000 and the car is on a minimum 10,000. I wouldn't expect someone will accept that, but within like a reasonable range you can expect they will accept it. And how the process looks like. So I've won the auction, and the Copart showed me that I've won. So that's cool. What happens next is Copart is sending you an email saying, okay, and you can also view it on the app, saying, okay, sorry, you didn't reach the minimum price of whoever asked for. So in my situation, we're at £4,000. So you've got a decision to make. You can either stay with your bid, or you can make a counter bid because you know the minimum price now, and you can, let's just say, top it up. In my situation, when I've bid at 2,550, I could counter bid to whatever I like as long as it's below 4,000, or I can accept the 4,000. So I've decided to put an extra £50 on it. So I went from 2,550 to 2,600. The seller sent me a counter offer of 3,800, which I've countered offered again to 2,650. So essentially I've increased my bid by £100. The seller accepted it. Usually they'll make you a 2 counter offers. I'm always trying to give something out of myself, so I'm always trying to increase my bid slightly, ever so slightly, if it's, in that range. But essentially I bought the car for £2,650. Is that what I'm actually paying? No, unfortunately no. The price I paid, so you can see over here, 2,650, but the price I paid is £3,175.60. So it's far away from where you bid in, but I've been always warning you guys, keep an eye on that, because the price is completely different, all the fees and everything increasing really quickly. So just be aware that, bidding 2,600 is not actually 2,600, is close to 500, well, 500 quid more than what I've bidded. So it's a huge margin which you have to take into consideration, and that doesn't include a delivery. So on top of that, you have to pay for delivery. As you can see, I bought it on 28th, although only today in the morning my final bid were accepted. That's why I've decided I'm going to start recording. So let's have a look at what I actually bought. So I bought 2017 Toyota Yaris. It got 64,000 miles and it's a 1.5 hybrid. Run and drive condition, although the damage is quite extensive, but it's a run and drive. It does look like someone caught something solid which actually torn the rear left door shell, but that's not the issue. The door needs to be replaced anyway. So why did I decide to buy it? First of all, I like the color. I know it's stupid, but I do like the color. Second of all, the hybrid in the Yaris is amazing. I really like it. The mileage is not overly excessive. The price were fairly good. I'm thinking that I were willing to pay over 3,000 plus all the fees. I were really happy with having it for what I bought. The main damage is left side, so the headlight, although it's there, it will need replacing. We can have a look over here. It doesn't look like it's cracked, but the brackets are cracked. So if I'll get the fixing kit for it, I will do it. If not, the headlight will have to go. The wing, obviously, wing is completely smashed, plus the wing mirror is missing. That will have to be replaced, which is fine. The bumper, unfortunately, the most of the bumper is fine. It's just that corner which is snapped. So what I'm gonna do, when the car gonna land, I will have a look at it. I'll either buy the whole bare shell, or what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna repair it. So we're gonna have the bumper welded, because this is the only crack the bumper has, and after welding that corner, we will just respray the half of the bumper, because all the grills and everything else seems to be intact. Probably will need to be replaced, maybe suspension, but yeah. So we've got over here the damage. We've got tiny crack on here which will be fixable in terms of the bonnet. Suspension maybe going forward. We've got also both door. There is a small like a crease in the corner over here, and there will be a little bit of filling on this corner, but it doesn't need to be replaced. The rear left light needs to be replaced, and the rear bumper needs to be resprayed in full. So there is although it looks kind of bad, it's not the end of the world. So we'll get it fixed. It doesn't look like the door sill is pushed in massively, but obviously we'll judge that when the car will land. The biggest issue with this car is, first of all, it's 2017 till 2020. There were a limited series of those cars which were past facelift, so they've got a little bit of different headlights, but you can also buy this car without the dual color. So as you can see over here, this car has a black and yellow tint, and you can buy this car in a single color. Obviously getting those elements is quite difficult, but it's not impossible. I've already bought the door on the left side. As I explained before, I definitely do prefer getting the genuine elements and get them resprayed by a decent garage rather than buy a brand new and some weird company non-branded parts. So I've decided to go for a genuine parts. The car is supposed to be with me tomorrow. And when the car gonna land over here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna record it on the delivery, so we can have a look what is actually how the car is damaged, just to estimate, because you always have to be prepared for any sort of a surprises on them. But when the car gonna land, I'm gonna record another video. We're gonna have a look at how does it look like when it arrives. I'm gonna show it when it's gonna go off the recovery truck, because this is not Copart truck I've got it from a local company. Why? Because it were £50 cheaper to get it delivered. Copart calculate the delivery as by the way, this is not my postcode, but I've calculated delivery, which were in the region of £150, and one of the local companies which have been delivering my cars for ages now quoted me £100, which I kindly agreed. So that's the £50 we saved up. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but you have to keep an eye on those costs because they multiply really quickly. And remember, our budget is tight, so we already spent £3,275. At the end of this video, at the end of the series, I'm gonna summarize all the costs involved in it. Hopefully we can get it in the 5,000 region, but we'll see. It all depends on how far the damages are going, and if there are any structural damages to it. Yeah, they're gonna be it. The next video I'm gonna record is how the car has been delivered and a search of the parts. I'm going to show you how I'm searching parts, what we bought, what I've decided we need, what is repairable. Although over here, apart from a front bumper, I don't think there is anything which is going to be repairable. But I'll keep you posted, and I'll try to show you as much as possible from the whole process and explain as much as possible. I don't think I'm gonna show how I'm removing all the panels and everything else, but we'll see. I'm gonna start a new series, and yeah, you can follow the whole process and tell me what you're thinking about it, and what you would do differently. And maybe I'll learn something from you guys. So stay tuned, and every week, or maybe even quicker, if I'll have an opportunity, I will be posting new videos, updates. I would like to have that car finished by the end of next week. So 2 weeks to get it all repaired, if there won't be any surprises. But we'll have a look when everything will land. Stay tuned and see you later.